Hello everyone and welcome to this episode of Astrological Overview, and today we're going to have a look at Sagittarius season. So as always, the sun over here is showing up as us with all our talents and gifts in life. It's everything of who we are. So it's about our soul and soul awareness. It's about our self-identity, life purpose, destiny, and also life force, willpower. It's everything that we are. So now the sun is moving from Scorpio, a water element sign, into Sagittarius, a fire element sign. So the energies are shifting now from a more receptive, passive, slow moving energy into a fast moving energy that is forward moving. We're moving into being more physical now, physical action, whereas in Scorpio we were much more on an emotional level. We were on the inside of ourselves. What was underneath it all, below the water surface. Now we're coming up above that and rising into physical action. So, what is Sagittarius all about? Well, first of all, it is about power, and it is about having confidence. It's feeling enthusiastic about things, very optimistic, and also having extremely good faith in things that, of course, if I'm going to do that, of course I'm going to succeed. What else? So we're also coming much more into our own authority here through our physical actions. And this could be in what we do as a creative hobby, or maybe we actually have a job that is calling for our creative side in life. It's about our relationships, and it's about how we bring about our life force energy in our bodies, how we bring that around in our bodies, awakening our inner original spark from God. So here the sun is also in its home element, as the sun is actually ruling Leo, another fire element sign that is actually ruling our creativity. But the fire signs are about also our ego, where we are coming, you can say, home to ourselves, to unite with our original spark from God, where we are coming back to our essence. But of course, it's always about keeping the balance, because in Sagittarius we can also overdo. We can become over optimistic. We can become over enthusiastic so that we miss out the details. And that's why it's a good idea to look in the opposite sign of Sagittarius, where we find the energies of Gemini, which is also a masculine sign, which means a fast forward moving energy, but on a mental level, ruled by Mercury. Mercury is about all the details. And since we have Mercury moving into Sagittarius around the 24th, 25th of November, we see that now, since Mercury is also about communication, both speaking and through writing, we are coming much more into physical action. We're taking action on our words. We are becoming very much we are moving on our instincts here, since also the fire element and the air element, where we have Gemini energies, we are fast moving, we're fast thinking, and we are acting accordingly to that very fast. So since the sun here is also bringing clarity, and the first days in Sagittarius before Mercury is going to align with the sun and then to move on, it is very important that the sun is now giving us clarity on where to take action on all this information, and also all the information that has built up through Mercury meeting Mars actually in Scorpio, where we were much more in our emotional body. Now we're coming to the surface of it all. We are rising again, so to say. We're being reborn. So we want to know in which direction we need to take action on now, and also having clarity on our words. How are we communicating things out? Making sure that we are very clear in our communication before we take actual action on things. So since Sagittarius is also a very It's also here where we find the teacher. It could be maybe that you find that if you are a teacher, or if you've been thinking about doing something that would that you are very good, you have a very special skill or talent, that you should really get it out there to educate, to show up as the teacher, because you have really something good going for yourself here. You can come out with that with quite the authority, okay? And also, as this card is saying, good fortune. So let's move on to see which house we find the universal energies of Sagittarius. And here we are in the 9th house, where it's all about our life philosophy. As I was mentioning before, it's about higher education, also higher teaching. It's broadening our horizon. Either you want to maybe take a longer journey, or you just want to take a course or a class in something that you've been interested in for a long time, perhaps at university, or maybe you just want to go back to school in some way, one way or the other. You just want to broaden your horizon here. We want to learn more. We want to know more. It's also here where we also find knowledge and our entire judgment system, our belief system, and where we find that we again have this joy of filling up our original spark from God here, where we are filling up with knowledge and wisdom here. So whatever it is that we feel that we want to do for the next month ahead, of course I'm reading for the collective here, but if something is resonating with your personal journey and where you are at the moment, definitely take this with you. So maybe you want to, on a personal level, take a longer journey despite the pandemic, just broadening your horizon in the way that is possible for you on a personal level. Maybe you want to do that. But on a collective level, I feel that we want to dive deeper into our belief systems, as I mentioned before, in how we have judged things so far. It's coming to the surface since we have left Scorpio, where it was all about finding the truth in things, our spirituality, our emotions, and our sensitivity, using our psychic abilities, starting to connect things, starting to figure out what the magic in life is all about. So really we have been on a deep transformational level, and now we're moving into Sagittarius in the 9th house, where we can now start to put some action behind that and have another look at, well, where do we feel we want to know more. So with Mercury also, I mentioned before, coming into Sagittarius, a lot of questions perhaps will be asked. A lot of dialogue will be happening about what have we learned in Scorpio season, how are we going to bring that information out, what are we going to take action on, and so forth. A lot of clarity coming in. Of course, again, we need to be careful here with our judgment system, that we're not becoming over judgmental here. We can have a lot of prejudice playing out as well, so we want to really be careful to keep our balance, whatever it is that we are going to have a deeper look into, a deeper dive into, that we also have, common sense, okay? And also being a little bit pragmatic and real about it, so that we don't just take off through Sagittarius and that we are losing ground completely. So going back into Gemini, picking up on the details to know more about that before we're just taking off here in Sagittarius, that we want to know that we have got all the details. Mercury is reminding us of that, even though it is a fast moving energy as well. Fast communication and stuff like that, fast information, new information coming in all the time, as I think that we can see that is exactly what's playing out right now on a worldwide scale. So we really want to, whatever it is we're diving into now of knowledge and in our judgment systems and our belief systems, that we are making sure that we tune into our spark, into our essence, into our inner being, saying, you know what, we need to check up on this. Is this corresponding with our origin? Okay, so let's have a look at which planet is ruling the 9th house. And here we have Jupiter. And that is, of course, about, the planets are always showing up as us. with their special talents and gifts. And here we're showing up as Jupiter, that there's nothing we cannot do. Nothing can conquer with us. You know, we are becoming our own masters here, and filled up with courage and confidence, self-belief and luck, as this card is also talking about. But also it's about standing at the cutting edge. Dare to do something new. Dare to look deeper into other realms, worlds, dimensions. Whatever is presented to us when we are choosing to dive deeper into our own life philosophy. When we dare to ask questions, we dare to take longer trips, you know, physically or just through perhaps meditation. We can also journey out through there. And perhaps even some of you are so self-mastered by now that you can actually meditate with your eyes open, even though you are in the supermarket or working with your hobbies or just being at home. You can take those journeys where other dimensions, other perceptions are presented to you. They're just showing up for you, and you go with that, even though that you know where you are, that yes, okay, I know I'm in my kitchen, I'm cooking, or yes, I know I'm at my job. But it's this other dimension, this other world presenting itself. And we can have a lot of insights through Sagittarius, which is also where we find the galactic center. So there's something aligning up where we have direct access. We can also see how we are flying with the eagle here, a clear symbol of spirit, God, creator, whatever you may call it on a personal level. But remember that Jupiter is a gas planet, so we can build up a lot of optimistic stuff and being completely enthusiastic. We can really move our limitations here, but just remember that we always have our goal in sight, that we must not lose track of where we want to journey out, so that we are getting distracted. Because when if we are getting distracted while being on this journeying out here, where we are just in free fall or in free flight, we can also risk to fall very heavily, losing all of our enthusiasm, optimism, when we are losing our goal. So it's very important that we have our goal in sight, and that we keep that while we are flying out here, meeting new wisdom, meeting new knowledge, meeting new perceptions, educating ourselves more, and just getting more in touch with, I feel, with our life philosophy. So on a collective level, that means that we, as one people here on planet Earth, I feel that this could be a very good moment actually to sum up what have we learned so far, what do we want to learn more about. And this is on a bigger scale. We have the opposite sign, as I mentioned before, is Gemini. That is on a smaller scale. That's why we call Mercury and Jupiter the two brothers, where Jupiter is the ruling brother, if you wish, and Mercury is the smaller brother, you know, coming in, always working out the details. And then Jupiter is saying, you know what, we're ready now to take that out on a bigger scale, okay? But as we have the South Node also here, and the North Node in Gemini, and they're now building up to change signs into Scorpio and Taurus. So the South Node is really about our past, and that is building up now to a complete revelation. What have we learned? What have we gained of insights here so far in the history of Earth? Because we are in very transformative times. Things are changing all the time. There are a lot of news coming up, a lot of stuff that we need to turn to and look into, I feel. And now we're being asked to, you know, look at the bigger picture in this. Please journey out in that, get more information. And also, how can we as a collective start to communicate with each other across the world? You know, what have people in Japan learned about stuff? What have people in Africa? People in South America, people in Russia? You know, we can start to dialogue with each other and start to see the bigger picture of things. Maybe start to see and taking physical action on the information that we are gaining right now. because we are broadening our horizons here. Okay, so again, whether we want to physically journey out despite of the pandemic, you know, or we just want to journey out through our mind or through our everyday life, through the situations that are presenting themselves to us, maybe we need to take that on a higher level, respond to that, really look into that, take physical action on that, whatever that may be. But always make sure that also in Sagittarius season here that we keep our balance so that we don't get oversized in everything that we do. We need to come back to the essential details, always keeping our main goal in front of us as we are journeying out here. So that is overall what Sagittarius season is all about. And for those of you who are actually born in the sign of Sagittarius, I will just pull some tarot cards for you to see what this Sagittarius season 2021 will bring for you in particular. And let's see what cards are coming out for us. And yes, also, of course, I got to mention that Mars is moving into Sagittarius on the 12th, 13th of December. And as Mars is also ruling and fire elements sign, which is Aries, and is ruling the first house of the zodiac, actually, then Mars is always presenting to us new beginnings, new ways of taking action. And so Mars is coming into its home element here. So things are also going to speed up for us. There will be fast movements, physical movements, particularly in our relationships, in how we're showing up there, in how we're showing up through our creativity, doing things differently, more creatively, and also how we are physically treating our bodies. Perhaps there is new kind of nutrition we want to look into, or new kinds of exercise. So however that resonates with you on a personal level, but definitely on a collective level, we can see that there will be some kind of movement there. We want action. Okay, so for those of you born in Sagittarius, the bottom card is telling us that you guys feel that you are being in prison right now, that you are in kind of self-treatment, that you always have to defend yourself. And Eight of Swords that is coming out here is referring to the air element. So that could be the zodiac signs of Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, however that resonates with you on a personal level. Maybe you want to go check out your personal chart to find out where you have those energies. But as I was mentioning before, since we are in Sagittarius season here and the opposite sign of that is Gemini, then this could be a reference to you guys feeling that you are, that you need to hold back, that you always have to defend yourself, your own opinions, your visions, your ideas, your way of communicating things out, your way of seeing, of understanding things, your own personal psychology, not being received very, very well in your surroundings. Now in the details, we have Six of Wands coming out alongside with Five of Swords. So again, we have fire and air element. Yeah, so there's definitely something about you guys where you might want to check out where you have fire and air elements, which houses, because that will tell you about the exact life areas where this is playing out for you at the moment. Six of Wands is in particular telling us about that there are obstacles that you are now ready to conquer. And Five of Swords is talking about that there's been a lot of remorse, guilt, blame, or pain on a mental level. Again, back to the air element here, talking about our visions, ideas, communication, psychology, our way of understanding things, but also communication, okay? So whomever it is that have made you feel small, communicating or talking bad to you or about you, you are conquering that now. You are physically getting out of that, okay? You are coming about those obstacles, and it's showing me that it has been in your relationships. It's been in also perhaps where you have felt you have felt mentally tired, and that has also made you feel physically drained, okay? And also through your creative side, perhaps there is something there where there has not been, you don't feel that you have really had the chance to get your stuff out there, but now you're really conquering that. You are physically moving above that, all that bad communication, moving out of that. And the last card coming out for you guys is actually card number 10 from the Major Arcana. So here we have a Major Arcana card. So this is telling me that in these life areas where it's about communication, relationships, creative hobbies, doing something creative with your life, and also changing perhaps your nutrition or how you exercise, how you physically help your life force energy move around in your body. You are definitely coming into some kind of destiny here. You are seeing that now things are turning into your favor. And it's also about a lot of timelines meeting up, a lot of crossroads. So maybe you will find that also your life purpose here is changing now, or there's something that where you can come out with your life purpose if you know it already. So a lot of good energies are working out for you. It's really time to in the details to really try to work out physically how to physically move out of this bad situation where you are just kept in some kind of low vibrational communicative energies, I'm sensing. So you have really not had your time, but your time is coming now. Things are changing. What you're going through is karma, okay? This is also a reference to Saturn and our 10th house with our life purpose energy and how we show up physically in the world, our physical status in life with our work, finances, our home and accommodation situation. So something is definitely changing for you now where you will have an easier time here on earth, okay? So that's what's working out in the details. Things are changing, and that's why you right now feel that you're still in prison, you're not still there. But just know that you may feel a little bit restricted right now because things are changing, okay? And as long as things are changing, we cannot take perhaps the physical action that we really want to, you know. But since we also have Mars entering into this sign, something is telling me that in the middle of December, you guys have a really great opportunity to start taking action and moving out of this unfortunate situation, unfortunate energy, okay? But right now you're still called to self-treatment. You are called perhaps to justify yourself wherever you are moving around. So maybe you want to retreat a little bit from other people, from communication, or from situations that are really calling for a lot of communication, because you feel that you have really got to stand your ground. You really got to speak up, and you're not really heard or seen. You feel that it's a fight every time you open your mouth. Just know that that is changing. You will physically be moving out of this. So a lot of new beginnings here, things turning into your favor. Just hang in there, okay, Sagittarian people, because things are moving for you. And let's pull the last card to see where your destiny is taking you in this Sagittarius season of 2021. Oh, look at this. The dolphins coming out here. Yes, and the sun is very strong. So your self-identity and you tuning in with your gifts and your special talents is really rising because we have the sun very strong here. You know who you are in your essence. You're extremely intelligent, okay, and very playful also. And happiness is coming in for you. What a beautiful card to end this reading with. So just know that you are moving into happiness. It will all end well, but it's about coming out of Scorpio waters and coming into more of how to use all the knowledge that you now have perceived in Scorpio season, and now rising more into the fire element to take physical action on that, to take, you know, a high, you know, diving high, if you can say that. But also dolphins are extremely intelligent. They are playful. They want to have fun. And also with Sagittarius energy here, we have sometimes a lack of commitment, actually, because we just want to get it out there that we can completely forget. We can come so much into our ego that we're forgetting everything behind us. So we want to keep that in balance as well, because when we do that, you will come into complete happiness, feeling complete alignment with your essence here. So a lot of light for you guys are coming in, and a lot of intelligence, a lot of new knowledge that would just make you happy. So please dive out through the 9th house throughout this Sagittarius season of 2021, because you guys will have maybe the time of your life. Okay, so that is what I had for you in this astrological overview, where we've had a look at Sagittarius season. I'm wishing you all the best out there. Stay optimistic, stay enthusiastic, dive out there. Remember to always ask questions, because that is the only way that we can receive new answers and gain more insight in life. So take much care out there. Thank you for watching and listening, and bye for now.